Welcome student on another video lecture. Topic is flavonoid, and in that today we are going to discuss chemical constituent of tea. The leaves are rich source of caffeine. Caffeine is the important chemical constituent which is present in tea, 1 to 5%. It also contains theobromine, theophylline in minor quantities. The color of tea leaves is due to tannin and 10 to 20% gallotanic acid. The leaves and astringent effect of that tea is due to tannins. Agreeable odor is due to presence of yellow volatile oil. The tea leaves also contain protein, wax, resin and ash. Now here the structures of theobromine, caffeine and theophylline that is given, that are the important chemical constituents which are present in the tea. It is a dimethyl theophylline is the this one is the structure of theophylline. It is a dimethyl xanthine having two methyl groups located at position 1 and position 3. These are the two methyl groups. This is a structure of xanthine. This one is the structure of xanthine, and how much number of methyl groups are present and at which position these structures are different from one another. Here theophylline, in case of theophylline, the methyl group that is located at position 1 and position 3. Here two methyl groups are located, and it is structurally similar to caffeine and theobromine, but only difference in the attachment of methyl group, number of methyl group, as well as how much number of methyl group and at which positions they are attached. In case of theophylline, it is a 1,3 dimethyl xanthine. Methyl group is present at first position and third position. In case of caffeine, it is 1,3 and 7. It is a 1,3 and 7 xanthine. So methyl group is present at first position, in third position, and this one is the to the 5-membered ring. It is present at 7th position. So it is 1,3 7 trimethyl xanthine, whereas in case of theobromine it is present at 3,7 dimethyl xanthine. It is again here two methyl groups are attached at third position and 7th position. So it is a 3,7 dimethyl xanthine. It is 1,3 dimethyl xanthine, and it is 1,3 and 7 trimethyl xanthine in case of caffeine. So how much number of methyl groups they are present and to which position they are present, according to that this is only the difference in structure. Otherwise all these are the xanthine structure and they are similar in structure. Now chemical test. Caffeine and other purine alkaloids gives red color reaction. Caffeine is taken in a petri dish. So caffeine, it is taken in a petri dish to which hydrochloric acid and potassium chlorate are added and heated to dryness. So caffeine is taken in the petri dish, in that hydrochloric acid and potassium chlorate they are added and it is heated to dryness. A purple color is obtained by exposing the residue to the vapors of dilute ammonia. After that the vapors of dilute ammonia they are added to the residue which is heated, which is remain after heating, and in that vapors of dilute ammonia is added. The addition of fixed alkali, the purple color disappear. On dilution on addition of ammonia, it will produce a purple color, but after addition of alkali, that purple color which is produced due to dilute ammonia, that get disappear. So this is one of the identification test for caffeine. Caffeine also produce white precipitate with tannic acid solution. So when extract is taken or powdered caffeine is taken and in that tannic acid solution is added, then it will produce white color precipitate. That is another identification test for caffeine. Now uses. First use is it is used as CNS stimulant. Caffeine, it is a alkaloid which comes under the group purine alkaloid. Caffeine is a purine alkaloid and which belongs to the family of methyl xanthine. Chemically when we see the structure, it comes under the family of methyl xanthine. Caffeine, it is competitively antagonizes adenosine receptor. So the main mechanism of action that is produced by caffeine is antagonism. It is a competitive antagonist of adenosine receptor. The adenosine receptors, all four subtypes, that is A1, A2A and A2B and A3. These are the four subtypes of adenosine receptor, and it is a antagonist, competitive antagonist of all these four type of receptors. These receptors, adenosine receptors, these are G protein coupled receptors, and which are largely distributed throughout the body, which include brain, which include heart, vessels and kidney. So first use is of CNS stimulant effect. The caffeine, its primary mechanism of action is, it is a competitive antagonist of adenosine receptor. That caffeine, it is both water and fat soluble, and hence it can easily cross the blood-brain barrier and antagonizes specifically the A2A receptor. Due to antagonism of A2A receptor, that wakefulness effect is responsible, which is produced by the caffeine. Because of antagonism of A2A receptor, it will produce wakefulness effect or CNS stimulant activity, which stimulate the central nervous system. These adenosine receptors, they are not limited to the brain only. They are present in heart, they are present in brain, vessels and kidneys also. So another use is it is also used in migraine. It is also used in cardiac muscle, that is direct antagonism of A1 receptor. The A1 receptors, A1 adenosine receptors, they are present in cardiac muscle, and it will antagonizes the A1 receptor, and due to which it results into positive inotropic effect, means it will increase the rate and force of contraction of heart. In vascular level, in the vessel, it include direct antagonism of vascular adenosine receptor, and it will promote the vasodilation and further relaxation of vascular smooth muscle. Vascular smooth muscle get relaxed and vasodilation will occur due to the antagonism of vascular adenosine receptor. It also present in kidney. These receptors are present in kidney, hence the receptors which are present in kidney, they are antagonized by the caffeine, and it will increase the renal blood flow, glomerular filtration rate, and also inhibit the sodium ion reabsorption in proximal tubule. It will inhibit the absorption of sodium ion in proximal tubule, and thus increases the excretion of sodium ion, and that will result into diuresis. It will increase the excretion of sodium ion and result into diuresis, increase renal blood flow, increase glomerular filtration rate. So these are the different mechanism of action by which the tea will produce CNS stimulant effect, diuretic effect. It is also used in migraine. Due to the tannins which are present in the drug, it will give astringent effect, which precipitates superficial protein. That effect is also given due to presence of tannin, and apart from that, it will give positive inotropic effect, increase rate and force of contraction of heart, increase used as a diuretic, increases renal blood flow, increases glomerular filtration, and also inhibit the reabsorption of sodium ion in the tubule, and thus it will give diuretic effect. So all these are the different mechanism of action by which the tea will used as a CNS stimulant, astringent, diuretic. So if you like my video, please press the like button or subscribe my channel. Thank you.